Coming up, students say goodbye to Melissa Shivers as she ends her last semester as Vice President of Student Life. And later, President Bruce Harreld talks about tackling climate change issues on campus.
Football isn't the only sport that the Hawks were able to beat Minnesota in.
And swimming messed around and broke some records.
More for you in sports.
It's getting cold and I can't say I'm happy about it. More for you in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Tuesday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere, we start right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Lauren Burrell. The House of Representatives is bringing articles of impeachment against President Trump for the third time in American history. The first charge against him is abuse of power, and this is the only time the president has been accused of this. He will also be charged with obstruction of Congress during the impeachment inquiry. This House is announcing as we speak more information to come. Yesterday at the Iowa Memorial Union, the University of Iowa hosted a reception in honor of Melissa Shivers, the Vice President of Student Life. Shivers announced in October that she would be stepping down from her role at the university after the end of the fall semester. Shivers will continue her work at Ohio State University as their Vice President for Student Life. At the reception, students and staff made remarks on the time spent with Melissa Shivers. This event concluded with Shivers speaking about her time spent here in Iowa City.
I am not even sure exactly what to say other than thank you. Thank you for loving me and supporting me.
The Vice President position will be filled by Laura McLaurin in the spring. Finals week is creeping closer and closer, but the university is working hard to offer students ways to de-stress. Yesterday, the Stanley Museum of Art hosted an event called Self-Care with the Stanley in the Hawkeye Room at the Iowa Memorial Union, where visitors were able to kick off their finals week with a relaxing start. The event allowed students to take a break from their studying to take part in fun activities like coloring while enjoying free pastries and hot drinks. The Stanley Campus Council hosted the event to give students the chance to practice self-care before their stressful finals start.
So this event, our goal is to kind of have something chill and low-key for people to de-stress with finals, and we have like a ton of these little colored pencils, so we thought we could do like the coloring thing and people could take them with them. So.
The event was sponsored by the Stanley Museum to help raise awareness about the upcoming facility opening in 2022. Well, it is very, very cold outside. Shavash, what can you tell us? Please say the weather is going to get warmer.
Thanks, Lauren. We caught a glimpse of it yesterday, but it looks like the cold's finally here to stay. We're going to be hit with the crisp high of 26 today, dropping tonight with a low of 16. Looking ahead, it's not really getting better until late in the week. Tomorrow's going to see a similar high of 28, dropping down to a low of 20. Clouds and winds on Thursday start to heat up a little. We should still see a high of 47, albeit with a few clouds in the way. Friday cools down a little, hitting 43 degrees heading into the weekend. Saturday snaps back to reality with a high of 32, and we can expect to see a little more snow. We will end off the week with more chilly temps with highs in the mid-20s for Sunday. Looks like winter is finally here to stay. Back to you, Lauren.
The Daily Iowan recently sat down with UI President Bruce Harreld, who had plenty to say about the future of sustainability here at Iowa. Harreld opened up about the current climate issues, not only on a business level, but on a professional level.
Let's declare it right now. There's a climate crisis. Now what? Okay, we declared a climate crisis. We just did it. It's now on tape, and there's a climate crisis. What are we going to do about that climate crisis? The bigger set of issues beyond that is we're consuming things on this planet faster than we can replenish them. Whether that be agricultural products, whether that be trees, whether that be food in almost every category, whether that be fish in the ocean.
The university is currently in conversation about ways to create an eco-friendly campus. One of the greatest issues for Harreld is finding a sustainable method that will work today and will still work into the future. There's still plenty of conversation to be had about making the university sustainable, but Harold made it clear that it is a top priority. In the meantime, the Iowa City Climate Strikers will be hosting a walkout downtown this Friday at 3:30. Today, people around the world are celebrating the 70th anniversary of Human Rights Day. Last month, the UN headquarters in New York hosted the UN Run for Human Rights. And today, the headquarters will be holding a live stream panel discussion on today's human rights issues and inequality, climate change, and new technologies. Here in Iowa City, the UI Center for Human Rights and the Iowa United Nations Association are teaming up to commemorate the 20th year of the University of Iowa Center for Human Rights. Their events will start at 4 p.m. today at the old brick building on East Market Street to honor the past, present, and future of human rights. For more information on today's events, you can visit the UI Center for Human Rights website. Y'all know what time it is. It's sports time. Kate and John, over to you.
Last night, the Iowa men's basketball team got their first Big Ten win of the season, going up against the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
The Hawks got off to a fast start with sophomore Joe Wieskamp knocking down a few threes to give Iowa the momentum early.
Wieskamp went on to shoot 5 of 7 from beyond the arc and record a season high in scoring with 23 points.
But Wieskamp wasn't just making his presence known on the offense. He was a threat for the Hawks on defense by getting 2 blocks and 5 rebounds on the night.
Iowa would go on to win this one 72-52.
I know how talented of a player that I am. I know the amount of work that I put in, and I don't think that I've been showing that on the court this season. I've not necessarily been struggling, but just not playing as well as I know that I'm capable of. And so I just try to go out there and be aggressive from the get-go.
Joe's gets hot, we got to find him. You know, CJ, we got to find him. In transition, you got to find whoever's open. I mean, I thought to a man we really paid attention to that.
And not to be overshadowed, last night Luka Garza showed why he was named Big Ten Player of the Week.
Men's basketball reporter Lucy Rodin has more on the potential All-American.
Luka Garza is the only player from a Power 5 conference that's averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds a game. And he's doing it against the best competition in the country.
I mean, this league this year, every team has a tremendous big man. And it's fun for me, to play against those guys. You always want, that's when you sign up for the Big Ten. You want to play, the battle in the paint, especially as a big man. And you want to go at those guys, and you want them to go at you. You want it to be a battle.
But if it's a battle, well, Luka's winning. And his teammates, or soldiers, are happy to have him on their side.
Anytime we give him the ball, there's a pretty good chance that he's going to make it.
And that's exactly what he did against Michigan when he dropped 44, which included his 1,000th career point and a nice little ceremony before the Minnesota game. But what stole the show wasn't his 21-point, 10-rebound performance. It was Luka's touching tribute to his dad.
He's there every single game for me, and he's like my best friend before. So I think it's for him to have. He put the ball in my hands when I was a little kid and taught me the way. So I've everything I've learned, everything I've done in my career is a credit to him.
And if Luka continues these all-American-like performances, that might not be the only trophy he gives back to his dad. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, Lucy Rodin, DITV Sports.
And Luka's gonna need All-American-like numbers when Iowa faces Iowa State in Ames on Thursday. And diving into the record books, Iowa swimming broke a couple of records at the Minnesota Invitational this weekend.
Well, Cade, I won't be diving seeing as I can't swim, but 3 school records were broken by the Hawks.
Yeah, including junior Kelsey Drake, who dominated the competition in the 200 fly with a time of just 1 minute and 58 seconds.
She now holds both the 100 and 200 school records.
And freshman Millie Sampson cruised to the 200 bat crown with a similar time of 1:56.
Finally, senior Hannah Burville grabbed the 3rd of the day with a 100 free time of just over 48 seconds, shattering her former record.
Well, that's all we have for you today in the sports studio. Lauren, take us away.
Have a great day, Iowa City. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.